Joe Biden strengthening his bid for the White House, but votes are still being counted. When you look at Pennsylvania, so much of those votes coming in, they were mail-in ballots. They skewed Democrat. Give us the latest of this picture across the country. Pennsylvania on mine, Nevada, Georgia.
Right. Those are the states, Anne-Marie, where Joe Biden could declare victory. If his current vote total, current Electoral College vote total holds, he will, including Arizona, which in some cases is being disputed, he only needs one of those three states, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Georgia. If it doesn't hold in Arizona, he could win with Pennsylvania. So it's really all about the math right now and that vote counting, which is going on in those states. Very, very serious vote counting. There are those mail-in ballots that do skew Democratic, and that is why we are seeing the numbers of votes that are attributed to Joe Biden go up and surpassing, in some cases, are coming very close to the counts for the president. In Georgia, Joe Biden is now about 3,600 votes away from the president, and in Pennsylvania, his vote total has narrowed to less than 50,000. With those votes coming from places like the Philadelphia area that are heavily Democratic, those mail-in ballots that are now coming in, that are now being counted, that have come in.
Yeah, so Jodi, I guess on that point, in terms of timing, is it the next 60 minutes? Do we know before New York wakes up, say in the next couple hours? When will we know who's won is the key question.
Yeah, that's the question of the day, the hour, the week, right, David? Nobody really knows because, again, there's many, many votes to be counted, especially a place like Philadelphia, where they really had such a surge in mail-in ballots, and they weren't allowed to count them until Election Day. They had always warned it would take a while to count these votes. Now, Donald Trump's argument is, hey, I'm ahead. What is happening here? He alleged in a statement that he gave at the White House that there was unfairness in the voting, that this election was being stolen from him, though he had no evidence to that point. But the reason that it's taking so long to count these is there's a lot of ballots. It was unprecedented mail-in and early voting across the country. And again, that tends to skew Democratic. People who voted in person when the votes were counted right away tend to skew Republican. That's why we're seeing these changes in the distribution of the votes in a number of these states, including all these states that have been close to call.
And Jodi, of course, we're seeing this unprecedented level of voting because of the pandemic as well. People just didn't want to leave their homes for the most part. I want to ask you two questions from your experience. One is, if Joe Biden does hit that 270, do you expect him to come out and declare victory? Normally, there is this tradition in America that the loser of the race would call the winner and concede. And then the following part on that is, how are these legal challenges going to proceed?
Yeah, I mean, we don't exactly know what's going to happen with any of this. We're in, uncharted territory. The pandemic has thrown everything into this crazy year, right? Has disrupted everything. One would presume that Joe Biden, who's come out every day and made a statement about how the vote counting is going, one would presume when he gets to 270 that he would declare victory and he would give a speech. Given that Donald Trump, he's only since Election Day just had two statements, both at the White House, both blaming the Democrats for trying to steal the election and saying without any evidence that he had won. So it doesn't seem like he is likely to concede, or certainly not concede right away. The vote challenges are across many fronts, but the Trump camp basically is trying to look into the vote counting, trying to invalidate ballots where they can, including, one place 53 ballots in Georgia. So they have a number of legal challenges, and one could assume even when Joe Biden, if he gets to 270 and the Electoral College victory, that there will still be legal challenges that could be going on for weeks. Also in the Senate, we don't know the outcome of the Senate yet, and we probably won't know until January because there are two races in Georgia that are likely to go to runoffs, one of them on January 5th.